Most rappers don't actually live the life they talk about in their music, but some of these dudes really came from the streets and still got one foot in. Today, we taking a look at rappers who've been hit with RICO charges. Let's jump right in. Muwop and O Block. On August 4th, 2020, FBG Duck was shot and killed while shopping in the Gold Coast, a wealthy neighborhood of Chicago. According to police, 2 cars pulled up on him while he was shopping. Then 4 suspects hopped out and started letting off shots. 1 month before he died, Duck dropped a diss track called Dead, where he took shots at a bunch of dudes from O Block that died. The diss included well-loved members like T-Roy and Odie Perry. So, rumors quickly went around that O Block was behind the hit on Duck. Then, in October 2021, police seemed to confirm the rumors. A federal RICO indictment named 5 O Block affiliates that was allegedly involved in the murder. One of the suspects was Muwop, King Von's right-hand man. They were super close, and Muwop was with Von in Atlanta the night he was shot by Quando Rondo's crew. Even though he's known as a rapper now, Muwop was always one of O Block's most savage shooters. He's allegedly responsible for a bunch of well-known hits, like shooting Wooski in the head outside of a funeral. The other O Block dudes caught up in the RICO case was C-Thang, C-Murder, Los, and Kenneth Kenny Robinson. A 5th guy named Zell Money was also under investigation, but he committed suicide in August 2021. Even before the investigation was made public, most people thought O Block was probably involved. After Duck got killed, King Von bought chains for everyone in the crew, which made it seem like a gift for taking them out. Muwop and the others was also charged with murder and aid of racketeering, assault, and weapons charges. Now all of them are facing a minimum of life in prison and possibly the death penalty. When he was first arrested, Muwop seemed to be taking it pretty well. He responded to a fan's letter and told him, "I'm great, and thanks for reaching out. My head high as it could be. Love for reaching out. I'll be out soon." But now, a ton of evidence has been discovered that prosecutors believe will make the case an easy win. According to court documents, they've collected 48 discs and a thumb drive full of evidence, which includes FBI reports, surveillance footage, body cam footage from Chicago police, search warrant returns, and more. With so much evidence stacked against them, the situation ain't looking too good for O Block. RICO cases are no joke, and all of these dudes could be facing a death penalty if things don't go their way. But Muwop ain't the only popular rapper who's facing life in prison. This next artist been accused of being involved in a murder and also being one of the highest ranking Bloods in the country. YFN Lucci. YFN Lucci is a rapper from Atlanta, known for hits like Every Day We Lit and Key to the Streets. In January 2021, a warrant was issued for YFN Lucci's arrest. The Atlanta PD claims that he was the driver during a gang shootout that left his homie dead and another man injured. According to authorities, Lucci and 2 other dudes slid through the enemy territory and got into a shootout with their ops. One of the dudes in Lucci's car got hit, a man named James Adams. Adams was then shoved out of the car and left for dead while his friends drove off. Police later arrested Leroy Pitts and a Miami rapper named CP3 for the shooting. They claimed that CP3 was a shooter and Lucci was behind the wheel. So Pitts, CP3, and Lucci was all charged with murder, aggravated assault, and participating in criminal street gang activity. Lucci decided to turn himself in after the warrant was issued, and now he's facing life in prison or even the death penalty. If that wasn't bad enough, he later got hit with a RICO indictment along with a dozen alleged members from different blood sets. According to prosecutors, Lucci was trying to unite a bunch of blood sets from Atlanta and Miami and use his clout as a rapper to make them more powerful. The 2 Atlanta sets, ABG and BG, was named in court documents. Both of these sets are under the Inglewood Family Gangsta Bloods from California. 2 Miami sets, the Bloodhounds and the 13th Ave Boys, was also targeted. The Miami sets are based in the Pork and Beans Project, which Lucci allegedly has ties to. That's how we know CP3. So now, Lucci is facing the murder case in Atlanta, plus the RICO indictment on top of it. One thing that may help him in the RICO case is that the prosecutors have acknowledged he ain't actually a gang member, just an affiliate. This might make it more difficult to convict him in a gang indictment, but that all depends on how much evidence they actually have. If Lucci gets convicted in the shooting case, it's unlikely he'll beat the RICO charge. But if his lawyer can prove he wasn't involved in Atlanta, then he might have a chance of getting off. But beating these cases ain't even Lucci's top priority right now. He's trying to survive his time in jail. In March 2022, TMZ reported that Lucci claimed he was stabbed with a homemade shank and there was a price on his head. He asked the judge to grant him a bond for his safety, but for now, he's still locked up. 1 day later, TMZ obtained an incident report from the jail that said Lucci and another inmate both used sharp objects during the fight. Lucci allegedly yelled, "I feel like killing this n." He was later treated for a laceration on his head. Another inmate was charged with aggravated assault and battery. Lucci already has a lot to worry about, but hopefully, he can at least avoid getting taken out before his trial starts. Casanova. Casanova is no stranger to being locked up. He spent 6 years in prison for robbery and even met A$AP Rocky on Rikers Island. But now, he's facing attempted murder and other charges in a federal RICO case that could earn him a way longer sentence. Casanova turned himself in to the police in December 2020. He was wanted by the FBI along with 17 other suspects in a massive RICO case against the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation, a blood set based in New York. The attempted murder charge comes from a Miami shooting that went down in October 2020. Casanova and his homie, Jared J.C. Chrysler, was chilling outside the club when a rival gang member saw Cas throw up a sign. The dude allegedly told Casanova, "Yo, homie, wrong sign." Then Cas said, "You wanna die tonight?" That's when someone let off shots, and the dude who confronted Casanova got hit along with someone else. According to the police, they linked Cas and JC to the shooting through text messages on JC's phone. JC messaged someone and told him, "Killed a last night, shaking my head. Some crib We also at the strip club, and Cas was taking pics with the crib gonna grab Cas' hand, talking about, "Yo, homie, wrong sign." Cas asked him, "You wanna die tonight?" He reached on his hip, and I just booked him. Everyone got missing. O'Neek skirted off, and I let another one go, hit Jit in the stomach. #good aim. After spending a year in jail, Casanova was denied bond in January 2021. He also claims he was forced into solitary confinement for a month. He's facing a minimum of 15 years if he gets convicted, and now his co-defendants are starting to take plea deals to shave time off their sentences. In September 2021, All Hip Hop reported that Brandon Untouchable Neves copped a deal. Neves is allegedly the co-godfather of Gorilla Stone Reign, one of the 8 subsets that Gorilla Stone is made up of. 1 month later, Jamal Trap Smoke Austin also decided to take a deal. The feds say Trap Smoke supplied crack, cocaine, and other drugs like K2 to other Gorilla Stone members for them to deal on the street. They tapped his phone and recorded calls and messages between him and Nia Baby Austin, who's known as the godmother of the gang. The two of them was caught trying to buy guns for Gorilla Stone affiliates. Casanova still says he's innocent of all the crimes he's been charged with and that the police are just using his past against him, but the prosecutors clearly think they have enough evidence to convict him. Now that 2 of his co-defendants have taken deals, maybe Casanova will do the same. But since his rap sheet is so long, the judge probably won't take it easy on him. Tap in for updates on this case as it develops. But if you thought Casanova was down bad, these next 2 Florida rappers both ended up getting hit with RICO charges after starting a war that terrorized the streets of Orlando. Hot Boy and Glock 9. Hot Boy and Glock 9 was 2 of the hottest up-and-coming rappers from Florida, but petty jealousy caused them to start beefing, and now they both caught up in a RICO case. The 2 rappers broke into the industry around the same time and even collaborated on the tracks together in 2018, but then something happened between them that sparked a bloody war. Hot Boy claims it all started because Glock 9 was jealous of him, but no one knows exactly what went down. Hot Boy is affiliated with a gang called 438, while Glock 9 reps AFNF, aka the Army. The beef between the rappers ended up causing a full-blown war between the gangs, and in April 2020, the first body dropped. A 438 affiliate named Wolf Luther King Luma was allegedly shot at a party by an AFNF affiliate named Demetrius Cox. Then 11 days later, the memorial for Luma was shot up and 4 people got hit, including a high school football player who died from his injuries. Police suspected an AFNF member named Jeremiah Robinson was responsible for the memorial shooting, but he got killed before they could get to him. Robinson was allegedly murdered by a 438 leader named Vanshawn Sands. Robinson and another AFNF affiliate tried to kill Sands at his house, but Sands pulled out his own gun and shot Robinson in the head. A few days after that, Glock 9 and his crew allegedly tried to kill another rapper named Cut'em Reese. They let off over 100 shots into the house he was staying at, but Cut'em wasn't even there. His mom and sister was, and they was able to identify Glock 9 because they blood cousins. The violence was getting worse, and even innocent bystanders was getting hit. The police knew they had to do something, so a special investigation called Operation X-Force was created to stop AFNF and 438 from killing anyone else. But Glock 9 almost ain't survived the investigation. In October 2020, he got ambushed at a mall in Orlando. 2 shooters waited for him in the parking lot and started dumping off shots when they saw him. No one got hit, but Glock 9 got arrested at the scene because there was already a warrant out for him. Operation X-Force was trying hard to bring both gangs down. They had wiretaps, surveillance cameras, and informants to help collect evidence. And by the end of the 9-month investigation, they arrested over 30 men. Hot Boy was also named in the indictment and was on the run for a month before he was arrested. Now he's facing racketeering charges and could end up spending 30 years in prison if he's convicted. Glock 9 was already sentenced to 7 years for unrelated charges of identity theft and weapons possession, but is still facing more time from the RICO case. Both of these dudes could have left it all behind in the streets and focused on their music, but now they're looking at some serious time that could likely cost them their careers. Hot Boy still has a chance to make it out if he beats the racketeering charge, but Glock 9 is already serving a long sentence and will probably get even more time if he's convicted of racketeering and attempted murder. So it looks like his rap career might be over. More info on this case will come out once it goes to trial, so stay posted for updates.